Howdy-ho, everybody. It's me, Ken Steele, and I am back for another daily sesh. What's going on, everybody? Just trying to something a little bit different with my broadcasting today. I have my MacBook Pro. It's an older one. Hopefully, it can hold up to the biggers of this broadcast. Hopefully. All right. So, also, I guess I've provided little links. I've provided little links for all of the articles that I'm going to be discussing today. All the little topics I'm going to be discussing today. I don't know, man. I don't know what else to say. I've had kind of a busy weekend. I'm kind of recovering from just, bouncing all over Southern California and Las Vegas. I've just been really busy, and bear with me while all of my levels recharge. Oh, and I've been dieting. I've been trying to cut down for some photo shoots coming up, and I'm kind of drained. I'm really drained, But in all the work that I've been doing, I've managed to launch the YouTube page, so you can see all of the previous episodes of the Daily Sesh, as I've been broadcasting from, I guess, the 1st of January 1st. So yeah, since the start of 2018, you can go ahead and check out all of the previous broadcasts at tiny.cc/TheDailySesh. So just hit up the Daily Sesh, tiny.cc/TheDailySesh, and you should be able to see all of the previous broadcasts. Hopefully I can be heard and everything like that. And if y'all are having any sort of difficulty following along and everything like that, or hearing me, just go ahead and type it in the little chat box. I'm just experimenting with some different things going on over here. And then hopefully eventually I'll be able to take some of your live calls. That's one of my goals over here, is to be able to start taking live calls, start having active discussion going on back and forth. That should be pretty fun. So working on all of that. Bear with me. It's been a nutty few days. What is that? So yeah, I guess we got quite the show ahead of us here. I'm going to be covering the fact that we're dumping so much of our old clothes in Africa. It's actually become quite a news story. The United States is threatening sanctions to a few countries for not allowing our dirty clothes to be to be spread across there and contaminating their markets. Let's see, what else are we going to be talking about? We're going to be discussing the new South African president. This guy is going hard in the paint. My man is going super hard in the paint, and it's really interesting to see, some of the things that he's been saying, and some of the moves that he's been making. So we're going to be talking about that in short order over here. Check this out. We're also going to be discussing, the topic of this show is delusions of courage, and we'll be discussing some of the reactions that some of the deputies, some of the trained armed professionals, those armed individuals that are here to save us, school shootings. We'll see what happened in their latest school shooting. We'll examine, some of the details that have come out from that. And then we'll be discussing also a teacher has been arrested after this teacher was caught having been half naked with a student in a car. So we're going to be examining that. I think that's worth discussing. I think it was one of the stories. Oh, and I think he needs to be locked up. Seriously, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. Okay, we're also going to be discussing the fact that a transgender or an attempted transgender female, or basically a chick on test, won the Texas State Wrestling Championships, and people are acting brand new about this. All right, we'll discuss all of these topics. We'll take a few of your questions. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot them over my way. Let's see. Thanks for joining us, Brody Cerny. I see you, Laditra White. Who else is joining us? Charlie Chan, I see you, dog. Let's see. Trig A. Johnson, I see you. Jay Hosani, I see you. And Clinton Steele, yo, let's get it. Let's get it. This is here to be gotten. Let's do this. Okay. So our first story comes to us from Rwanda. And in this story, I'm gonna bring this up on my thing here to make this look easier. All right, just a second here. It comes to us from a site called The East African, and here's the headline. No thanks to Nitamuba, and that's final, says Rwanda. And basically, here's a story, and this story comes to us. It's written by Kabona Isiara. I'm just gonna say Kabona Isiara. Let's see, based in Kigali. Let's see. I'm just gonna pull up just want to see who we're talking to. And yeah, Kabona does not have a picture that I can see here. So anyway, the story comes us from Rwanda, and let's get into it. So Rwanda says it will not bow to pressure by the United States to reduce taxes and lift the ban on used clothes and leather products. The government announced last week that it would reiterate the same position at next week's EAC Heads of State Summit in Kampala. Rwanda, Uganda, and Tanzania have taken a hardline stance against Nitamuba to protect their own industries and create jobs. The decision we took as the East African community stands still, Oliver. I'm not even gonna go with that last thing. I'm sorry about that, bro. Oliver, and the state minister at Rwanda's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Regional Cooperation, East African Community, adding that negotiations are still ongoing. The region is formulating new rules to isolate used textile and leather products imported from outside the U.S. and exported into EAC markets. We want to implement the rules of origin after finding out items are made in China, used in the United States, and dumped in East Africa, said Mr. N. He added that Rwanda is still open to dialogue with the United States to mitigate any adverse effects that could hamper the ease of business between the two countries. Sounds like they don't want that smoke. The EAC heads of state agreed 2 years ago to impose a ban on used clothing imports and leather products over a 3-year period beginning in 2019. But Kenya rescinded the decision and reversed the tariff increases. The United States is now pushing Uganda, Tanzania, and Rwanda to remove the restrictions on free trade in used clothes and leather products, saying it would lead to the loss of 300,000 jobs in the EAC and 40,000 jobs in the United States. Analysts have criticized the planned sanctions on some goods from Uganda, Kenya, and Rwanda by the U.S. as political. Let's see. AGOA is a unilateral offer and is not a typical negotiated trade agreement. So whenever the U.S. is not happy with the regional policies that are not trade related, they tend to threaten reconsidering what they are offering under AGOA, said John Bosco, a regional and international trade consultant at the Trade and Development Links, a company based in Kigali. EAC countries are right to protect their infant industries, he added. So basically what's happening is this. The United States is strong-arming Africa to basically take all of its used clothes. All those jokes that you hear about, like when a team loses and you hear about, some kids in the Congo are about to get some Patriots 2018 Super Bowl championship t-shirts. When they tell those jokes, see, there's a whole industry designed to dump any sort of used or unwanted clothing created in China, sold in the United States, and worn in the United States. There's a whole industry to dump all of those used clothes in Africa. Africa is basically awash with United States' discarded clothing. Just the whole continent is awash in clothing that is that's just basically unwanted. And this is, at first it seemed like an agreement that, it was symbiotic. The Africans would get the clothes, the United States would be able to, discard used clothes. But as, clothes became more disposable over time and fashion has become more and more prolific, it just, you can get subscriptions for clothes, basically, at this point in time. Because of this, the waste is built up, and the fact of the matter is, it's become kind of like it's really difficult for African clothing manufacturers to, produce clothing that can be sold domestically, because they're just awash with so much of these used clothing or these discarded clothes. So, the heads of state of these different countries, including Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, I think, or was it Mozambique? I don't know. Sorry. They basically said, check this out. We don't want to accept any of these clothes starting in 2019. This is bogus. We don't want to rock with this. United States said, hey, we make money off of dumping clothes on you guys. You better keep that money train flowing. or else, you know. I suspect that you know, like Goodwill is you know, deeply entrenched in this industry, basically packaging used and discarded clothes and then selling huge lots of it over in Africa for, you know, just you know, pennies, but they add up, and it's just a way to dump and dispose of used clothes. And yeah, Africans are like, we're not rocking with that. We want to be swagged out, and we want to make it cost effective to be swagged out. What's going on here? United States is saying, hell no. If you don't do this, we're going to impose trade sanctions on you. And it's funny, I don't know if you guys recall, there was a discussion between Tariq Nasheed and Jared Taylor very recently. And the discussion was centered around, what was it? You know, if white supremacy does exist. And, you know, one of the points that was made was, you know, how does the United States make all of these other countries bend to its will? And then my man Tariq said, hey, sanctions. You know, you guys just impose sanctions, and if the sanctions don't work, you get bloody. But the first step is always economic sanctions. And this is, you know, something that's corroborated in, you know, that Tales of an Economic Hitman story. You know, it's corroborated in, you know, basically any U.S. news broadcast. Anytime some country is doing something that the United States doesn't like, it threatens trade sanctions as, you know, one course of action to kind of remedy this, you know, undesired behavior. And the reality is, check this out. Check this out. It's funny. We're strong arming Africa to accept our shit. And then we just got done calling the continent of Africa a shithole. Well, Donald Trump did. And they don't want to be shitty. And we're basically forcing them. That's just a pure example of white supremacy in action, goddammit. So yes, they will be getting, they will, you know, if push comes to shove, we will be forcing them to get the Tom Brady three-peat t-shirts. we will be forcing them to get that. So that's coming. And yeah, I'm really pulling for the Africans on this one. You know, really pulling for the Africans. You know, Kenya did not want that smoke. Rwanda was talking that shit, but it was sounding like they didn't want that smoke neither. So we'll see how this turns out. I have a feeling that yes, you know, some Rwandans will be getting the the Tom Brady MVP collector series t-shirts coming up soon. So yeah, I think that's what's happening here. Let's see how else the system of white supremacy is being dealt with over in the motherland. You know, there's a new president of South Africa, right? Man, he's been talking all that hot shit lately. He's been talking extra tough lately. This article that I'm about to read, it comes to us from the Russians. The Russians over at RT, they have produced this, and you know, you could tell the suspected white supremacists are behind this article just by the way that it's phrased. Look at this. So, South African president wants to seize land from white farmers without compensation. You know, when in reality, all he's doing is giving the people their land back. God damn it! He's getting his Killmonger on. And going after the system of white supremacy where it hurts. The pocketbooks. The real estate holdings. He's like, fuck all that Black Panther shit. I'm getting my Killmonger on. Look at him. He's going hard in the paint. My man is going hard in the paint. He's really feeling himself. I wonder how long this is gonna last. Because he's been going hard in the paint. I don't know if you guys have been watching this or paying attention to what's going on in South Africa, but yeah, you know, they got a new president. The old president resigned. You know, and we got a new dude in here. His name is Cyril Ramaphosa. And Mr. Ramaphosa, he's not fucking around. South Africa's new president. This article is written by. It's written by the Russians. There is no byline. You know, I don't see any identifying marks on this. This is just an article from RT. It's straight from the Kremlin. So this is what the Kremlin has to say. South Africa's new president, Cyril Ramaphosa, has pledged to return lands owned by white farmers since the 1600s. I love the phrasing of this. Lands owned by the white farmers since the 1600s, back to the black citizens of the country. The government has plans to accelerate land redistribution through expropriation without compensation. Woo! I love it. I'm sorry. This got me amped. He said the government plans to accelerate land redistribution through expropriation without compensation. The expropriation of land without compensation is envisaged as one of the measures that we will use to accelerate the redistribution of land to black South Africans, said Ramaphosa, who was sworn into office to succeed Jacob Zuma as president last week. The millionaire ex-businessman, Ramaphosa, promised that land expropriation operations will not be a, quote, smash and grab, end quote, exercise, and promised to handle this matter properly. I love it. I love it. Adding, people must see this process as an opportunity. Exactly. Dude, this guy is winning. I'm digging this whole thing. Let's see. No one is saying that land must be taken away from our people, he said. Rather, it is how can we make sure that our people have equitable access to land and security of tenure. We must see this process of accelerated land redistribution as an opportunity, not as a threat, he added in a speech to Parliament on Tuesday. Such a drastic move would not damage the country's agriculture or economy, the South African president promised. We will handle it with responsibility. I love it. We will handle it in a way that will not damage our economy. That is not going to damage agricultural production, he said. More than 2 decades after the end of apartheid in the 1990s, the ruling African National Congress Party is under pressure to tackle racial disparities in land ownership in South Africa. The country is home to over 50 million people, with whites owning most of the land. According to a recent study, Black South Africans constitute 79% of the population, but directly own only 1.2% of the country's rural land. Meanwhile, white South Africans, who constitute 9% of the country's population, that is less than 10%, directly own 23.6% of its rural land and 11.4% of land in towns and cities, according to the Land Audit Report. A similar program of land redistribution was carried out by then Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe in the late 1990s and early 2000s. Thousands of white farmers. Oh my God! I love these Russians. Okay, thousands of white farmers were forced from their lands. However, food production plummeted without the experienced farmers' contribution, and Zimbabwe's economy suffered massively. In 2010, Guardian reported that Mugabe used land reform to reward his allies rather than ordinary black Zimbabweans. Suddenly these people give a shit about equitable resources of land. Where was this concern when the whites were in control? Good fucking God. Anyway, let's see. Guardian being racist. Oh, in 2016, Mugabe signed a decree that foreign companies would face closure unless if they sold or gave up 51% of their shares. Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Speaking about the redistribution of land in his country, Ramaphosa said that in dealing with this complex matter, South Africa would not make the mistakes that others have made. And, all of that sounds fucking awesome to me. I'm sorry, I was editorializing while reading that. But, yeah, all of that sounds great to me. And all of these threats that, Africans, they don't know how to do they don't know how to farm. They don't know how to do this. They don't know how to do that. Oh, they go learn. They go learn. If they don't know how to do it, I mean, which is bogus. I mean, who the fuck is operating the farms anyway? But yeah, if they supposedly don't know how to do it, I'm pretty sure that they can learn and they can be taught. So, I totally I see this as a positive move. I see all of the threats saying that, this is not advisable. I say that that's a good sign that they're on the right direction. The moment that the white supremacists don't agree with what it is that you're doing, I think that's when, you might be on the right path. I think that's a clear indicator that you might be on the right path. Just a second here. Let me munch on some grapes. I don't know what it is, but my allergies over here they're just going nuts. They're just going nuts. Just a second here. I'm gonna take an antihistamine blocker. In hopes that whatever is maybe pollen or something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna pop one of these tabs and hopefully I don't nod out and go crazy, right? Pop one of those tabs. A couple of them broads. Pop one of them tabs. Getting fucking wasted off the Benadryls, brah. Got the bennies on deck. But yeah, shout out to the new president of South Africa. South Africa has been turning up pretty hard lately. And I appreciate it because South Africa has been looking kind of funny in the light a little bit. A little bit. Just a second here. Let's see if this external power source works. Just a second. I'm gonna go and get an external power source here. You get an external power source going here. Just a second. Bear with me here. I'm going to see if I can use the juice. Use the juice from my Rizide. I'm in the 740 Fizzide. No. I'm rocking with the Nissan Altima. I'm an Altima man, as Chris Rock once declared. I'm an Altima man. Wait a second here. I remember, Chris Rock at one point in time was driving the Altima. I don't think he's rocking with the Altima anymore. I think that he has upgraded his ride. He's definitely riding in some fly jiggy shit right now. I think that's what's going on with my man Chris Rock. Just like let me get the AC in this bitch. AC in this bitch. A couple of them broads. All right. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. Hopefully I'm still audible. Hopefully I'm still audible. I said hopefully I'm still audible. All right, just a second here. Ooh, that feels good. All right, just a second here. Let me just do it on the feed. Okay. All right. So yeah, back to our regularly scheduled program. My man, the South Africans, they've been going extra hard in the paint. I'm gonna eat some of these grapes real quick. Check this out. Sorry, I'll get back to the story in a second. By the way, I haven't hit you guys up for donations yet. I'm still doing that shit. If you're rocking with this broadcast, hit up my PayPal. PayPal.com. I love Ken Steele at gmail.com. That's my PayPal. Donate, goddammit. Ah, man, that's delicious. I mean, California's great. Super cheap fresh fruit. Oh, man. All right. So, what is that? So, yeah, South Africans have been going kind of hard in the paint. Respect to them. Did you hear they recently just cut off all ties with Israel? All ties for their treatment of the Palestinian people. Now, me, I'm not. I don't do the whole solidarity with the Palestine thing. I'm not rocking with them. They got to hold their own nuts. But at the same time, an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. And I do not rock with the white supremacists that are running the show over in Israel. I do not rock with what's going on over there. That does not jive with me. So that's my bias coming through. I'm just letting you know where I stand on this. But check this out. I'm going to read this story. I'm going to give you some background on the Sitchamization. The Sitchamization, just like here. Let's see. Check this out. This is a story that we're getting from Telsur TV. And Telesur TV, they're the characters that are from Latin America. They're the socialist crowd. And they don't have bylines on their articles either. I don't see any byline on this article, but here's the little the headline: South Africa to cut ties with Israel over abuse of Palestinians. Some of the most egregious human rights violations going on in the world today. South Africa's just not having it. They're just like, fuck it. We're going for broke. White boys, y'all got to pay up and get out. Y'all white boys in Israel, y'all gotta shape up, because we're out of here. Let's see. So the article starts. South Africa, a former apartheid state, has been vocal in its support of the Palestinian cause against the over 50 years old occupation of Israel. Israeli occupation, sorry. South Africa intends to cut diplomatic ties with the state of Israel due to the, quote, to the absence of genuine initiatives by Israel to secure lasting peace and a viable two-state solution that includes full freedom and democracy for the Palestinian people, end quote. Minister Naledi Pandor announced on Tuesday. Pandor said that during a 10-hour joint debate on South African President Cyril Ramaphosa's State of the Nation address, quote, the majority party has agreed that the government must cut ties with Israel. The resolution has drawn criticism from opposition leader Kenneth Misho, who lamented the country's decision not to accept the help offered by Israeli companies to address South Africa's water crisis. And that's such a great move. Telling those boys to go fuck themselves. Look, dignity before bread, dignity before water. Don't rock with these white supremacist dogs. Even when you're I mean, like, even when you're thirsty as fuck. You know what? That's one thing I do like about this new president. He's not acting thirsty. Look, South Africa, they're going through a water crisis. Yep. You know, but check this out. He's not thirsty, and I appreciate that. Somebody, I'm back in the main window here, and it looks like somebody has made a comment. Ken, you do realize the word sesh is like the whitest Rachel Ray level word that has ever existed, right? No. Sesh is not the most whitest Rachel Rayest word. I think that word would be snickerdoodle. I think the word snickerdoodle is probably way whiter. Way whiter than the word sesh. And I think that the word sesh, you know, is just I think it accurately describes what we're doing here. We're seshing out. We're chopping it up. We're having a session. We're talking about, you know, some of the goings on worldwide. And you know what's funny is that you know, I don't know if anybody else is, you know, breaking down what just happened in South Africa here. I think that this is just something that I think I might be the only person on Facebook Live that's having a discussion about this. So, you know, we're breaking new ground, and we're having new discussions. So if you want to try to denigrate what it is that we're doing here by saying that you know, it sounds like we're a bunch of pumpkin spice latte sipping odds over here, you know, you can go ahead and characterize it as that, but that, you know, damn well that's not what's going on over here. That is not what is happening over here. Not at all. You know, fall back or get your cranium cracked. Let's see. Back to the article. Let's see. South Africa, a former apartheid state, has been vocal in its support for the Palestinian cause against the over 50-year-old Israeli occupation and Palestine's internationally recognized claim to a sovereign state. Palestine's boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement was recently nominated to the Nobel Prize and is inspired by South African nonviolent resistance against apartheid and its supported members of the ruling African National Congress Party. Most recently, the African nation decided to downgrade its embassy level in Tel Aviv to a liaison office after the United States declared its recognition of Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and announced that it was moving its embassy to Tel Aviv, from Tel Aviv to the occupied city of Jerusalem in December. The U.S. declaration caused widespread condemnation that materialized in a United Nations General Assembly resolution rejecting it, and protests across the West Bank, Gaza, and East Jerusalem that have resulted in over 50 Palestinians wounded and at least 12 killed by Israeli occupation forces. So yeah, it's real over there. I want to say good luck to South Africa. Because Israel is powerful and they're not going to take this lightly. They do not. I believe they were threatening some other African nation for recently going and voting for a resolution condemning them for the expansion of settlements to the West Bank. And look, check this out, man. I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, the Jews, because check this out. These are suspected white supremacists from Europe that are acting not unlike the white supremacists that occupied the United States, and eventually pushed out the Native Americans. And if you recall your history, that was a process that started in the 1600s, in the 1400s rather, and it really wasn't complete until the early part of the 20th century. So that was a 400-year plan, and just be advised, that's what they're up to out here. That is the get down out here. That is that is what the system of white supremacy does. And it can wait. The Israelis, I think, will succeed. I think that they have the strongest white supremacists backing them up. I think it was, the white supremacists that declared that they could be there in the first place. So, as long as, better men do nothing, this evil will stand. And yeah, we'll be looking at no changes other than the eventual elimination and extinction of the Palestinian people. Now, me personally, I'm not really, I don't know if the Palestinians qualify as melanated, so I don't know, I'm not losing sleep over this shit. But at the same time, I think that it's a good move, in terms of, demonstrating sovereignty and standing up against injustice worldwide. I got to give, a salute to the people of South Africa, a salute to the new president, and a salute to their Congress for putting in work and providing a few good stories regarding their struggle against the system of white supremacy. I throw a salute to all of those guys and a rub of my bald head. Nice and smooth. I got my clout goggles going. I got my clout goggles on deck. Hell yeah. Oh man. Let's see. So yeah, I got, and for that one businessman who is, trying to get them to capitulate and work with these Israeli companies. Really, my dude? Really, bruh? Self-respect, bruh. That's what we're talking about. Self-respect. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'd rather die of thirst than support an unjust state. That's what they're saying. Give me liberty or give me death. I fuck with that. I fuck with that. Getting their Patrick Henry on. Sorry, I'm just eating these grapes. They're delicious. Can't help myself. Yeah. So, just talking about some shit in Africa. Y'all don't know what's going on in Africa. This just happened to come across my desk. I'm glad to, keep you abreast and up to speed with what's happening, on the continent over there. I know some of y'all are trying to say that, we're all Wakandans and everything like that. There was a grown-ass man on my page. He was talking about, I'm a Wakandan, damn it. I'm a Wakandan. There's a real continent of Africa with people who are trying to make solutions, who are trying to fight against the system of white supremacy. Don't listen to that movie Black Panther. We're all together. We're all in this together. We're all doing our best. Well, not all of us, but a good number of us are doing our best to fight against these people. There's always going to be a few, misguided individuals, yes. But, as long as they're not actively trying to spread confusion and sabotage what's going on, I think that we can have a nice exchange of ideas, And, Black Panther was all about nothing about that. It was all about keeping the confusion high, keeping the animosity, on point, and making sure that Black people and Africans, Black people in the United States and Black people in Africa, we don't click together. We got to see each other as different. I saw right through it. Goddamn propaganda. Let's see. I'm going to give a real quick shout out to the people who are joining us. Dwight Brown Mazret. I fuck with you, homie. I see you out here, man. I see you out here, brah. Nico Estes. Brah, what's popping, brah? Horatio Henry Fox, the Right Honorable Horatio Henry Fox. Pip, pip, cheerio. Let's go. Pip, pip, cheerio. God save the Queen. Hell yeah. We got Mally Scott joining us. The Killer He-Man Woman Haters Club. I see you out here, bruh. I see you out here. You're getting real codified out here. You're getting, I see it. I see it in your speech. It's getting harder to critique. It's, but you still need a little bit of work, bruh. Bob Keane. Yes, Bob Keane is a 36-year-old white man who is not a manager. To everyone's surprise, he's a white man named Bob in his mid-30s, and he's managing no one. Just managing that needle, huh, brah? Anyway, Dave Gold. What up, homie? I see you out here. What's poppin', Slick? I see you out here. You're making all sorts of real slick remarks about about the good work that I'm doing over here. It's all good. It's all gravy. I just see you. You know what I mean? I'm letting you know that I see you out here, bro. I see you out here. Anthony Exceptional. What's poppin', Slick? What up, homie? Arlene Aguilar. What's poppin', girl? I see you out here. Bill Gravitz. Always looking at my ass, man. Pause, no homo. He's always looking at me. He's always checking me out. I appreciate it. I like being monitored. That's why I'm in front of a camera right now. Mark Roth. Man, I see you out here, brah. What's poppin', homie? Michael Clayton. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for joining us, dude. Mike. Uncle Mike. What's poppin', homie? Oh man, my man Mike, is a Nigeria-based Trump supporter. Yes, he's a Nigerian-based Trump supporter. He lives in one of the shitholes, that Trump so fondly, made reference to when talking about the possibility of my uncle coming to the United States. He said, keep those people in their shitholes from coming around here. And yeah, my Uncle Mike, he loves that shit. So he's a Trump supporter. Yeah. They have those. And I'm related to one. I really am. Okay. Who else do we got in here? Tariq Sun. What up, bro? You know, people try to book me for my watch, but they ain't fucking with me, bruh. They ain't fucking with me. They ain't fucking with this. Let's see. Tarsha Horton. Man, thanks for joining us, man. Clinton Steele. Yeah, I see you, bruh. Oh, man, I'm going into the original guys that I gave a shout out to. I already gave a shout out to you guys. Go to the next article. Just a second here. Let me just go ahead and make sure that. Wait, just a second here. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's really good. That's really strong. I fuck with that. Okay, perfect. All right. So let's see. So we're getting to the point of the discussion where, we're getting to the namesake of the show. Call this show Delusions of Courage, man. Delusions of Courage. We've all heard that old saying, the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. The only way to stop a bad guy, that logic has been extended toward, these school shootings. How do we prevent these school shootings from happening? Do we start taking seriously the threat presented by suspected white supremacist males who are acting all butthurt and, and they're toting guns and they're making open threats? Do we police them harder? No. We do we restrict access to guns to people with mental illness? No, I mean from people with mental illness. No, we don't do that. No way. That's not going to prevent any school shootings. Are you serious? That solution sounds like it makes sense. Can't have it. Not fucking with it. So what we do in a situation where, we want to reduce school shootings, but not really. and we want to keep letting, suspected white supremacists kill with impunity, and we just want to increase the danger level felt by our children. What do? Well, of course, we arm the teachers. That's right. We arm the teachers, because we done set a standard in this country where, like if you're feeling threatened, you can definitely pop off. And, these kids are acting up these days. And these teachers, They need all the tools at their disposal to be able to effectively deal with the children that they've been put in charge of. Like, I don't want to see another child feeling safe in an American school again. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and give the teachers the guns. Yes, the people who are in charge of the first part of the school to prison pipeline, you know, those people, yes, we want to shorten that pipeline, and we just want to put them in captivity, you know, from the jump. We want everybody to know that if you look at these teachers cross-eyed, they can put a few slugs in your back. You don't need to wait for after school to get Trayvon Martin. No, you can just get Trayvon right there in the classroom today, should this policy go into effect. There are teachers, suspected white supremacists, all over the Fox News page that are demonstrating a willingness to carry guns around children and to pop off for free. So you don't even need to pay. These people just want to have guns around kids, bro. Fuck all that. Second Amendment, no such thing as no gun-free zone. Ain't no gun-free zone. Second Amendment zone. Our children now must live with the threat of gun violence, not from some random weirdo in their classroom. No, from the lady that's failing to teach multiplication tables. She's trying to teach you multiplication tables. You're not having any of that shit. You're super fucking bored. You're not being engaged. And the next thing you know, you got a fucking gun to your fucking jaw because you couldn't even understand the order of operations. You're fucking up in algebra, bruh. You're fucking up in algebra. I got this gun to your neck. I feel threatened. See, the logic behind giving teachers guns is that in the event of a school shooting, these teachers will have the wherewithal, the calmness, the fortitude to take their sidearm and use that sidearm to dispatch a long gun wielding, psychotic, typically white supremacist murderer. That is the logic. That is what is believed is the way to curb these school shootings. Now, we had a recent school shooting, and it's interesting. This standard of having an armed presence, you know, with these school shootings has been has been tested. This recent shooting serves as a case study to see how armed security on a campus would respond to an active fire situation. See how we did. Now, the headline from the New York Post, the story. All right, so the headline: 4 sheriff's deputies hid during Florida school shooting. So my man Nicholas Cruz, he's bucking so hard We've all heard the story about the on-campus security that was a coward and he hid behind the pillars. Not only did he buck so hard that he got that armed security to fall back, my man was bucking so hard that trained professionals, the sheriffs, came through. They saw what was going down, and then they said, I don't want that smoke. They said, I don't want that smoke. Let's get deep with the story. This story is by Ruth Brown. Let's see, Ruth Brown of the New York Post. So just a second here. There's Ruth Brown here. She is looking like she's a fan of the women's hockey team. Very happy that the U.S. women's hockey team has won. That's what she appears. She appears, and she's very happy about that. You know, you can tell somebody's addictions by what they have themselves, pictured with. You know, if you see a picture of somebody drinking a beer in their, file photo, or the, martini, or, some wine, they're an alcoholic. This chick, Ruth Brown over here, is steady, sporting some coffee. That's a caffeine addict. She loves coffee. That is somebody who loves coffee. Holy shit. All right, anyway, Ruth Brown of the New York Post, putting in work. She's writing about this school shooting. Let's see how how they broke it down in the NY Post. So let's see. 4 armed officers and years of warnings did nothing to stop Nicholas Cruz from massacring 17 people at a high school. Not one, but 4 sheriff's deputies hid behind cars instead of storming Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, during Wednesday's school shooting, police claimed Friday, as newly released records revealed. The Broward County Sheriff's Office had received at least 18 calls about the troubled teen over the past decade. Good fucking God. White is right. White is right. My man has been called up and reported, and they didn't do jack shit. They did fuck all to go ahead and protect these children, these poor white children that were killed in this incident. All right. What was that? Sources from Coral Springs, Florida Police Department tell CNN that when officers arrived on the scene Wednesday, they were shocked to find 3 Broward County Sheriff's deputies behind their cars with weapons drawn. The school's armed resource officer, Broward County Sheriff's Deputy Scott Peterson, was also outside. He resigned on Thursday after his failure to act was publicly revealed. You got exposed. You over here looking hella funny in the light, bruh. You looking funny in the light, bruh. You are looking extra hilarious. My man, Jermaine T. Lewis, he says, in other words, the sheriffs did nothing because they're cowards. Yes! Sheriffs and law enforcement go buck on unarmed black individuals only. If you present any least bit of threat of violence or force, these people are stepping back. You know what I mean? And let's be honest, it is not a police officer's job to be brave. They're a member of a gang. Sorry, I'm talking extra saucy. I love police officers. I think the police work is a very necessary field of of employment. I do nothing but support our law enforcement. However, I do got heat for nothing but I got nothing but heat for cowards. I got nothing but heat for suspected white supremacists that are posing as police officers. And yeah, y'all can get this work. I think you guys might qualify as all of the above. Good God, I saw your takedown of the homie. You guys barely arrested the dude. You guys barely scratched him. I saw the picture. I thought he had a scratch on his jaw, but no, that's just an ugly ass birthmark. So y'all can get this work, by the way. Y'all can get this work, Broward County Sheriff's Department. Y'all can get this work. Donald Trump done gave the green light on your asses. He said, they're cowards. Oh my gosh. You see, the Coral Springs cops entered the building to engage the shooter on their own before other Broward County deputies arrived, two of whom joined the police inside, resources said. It was unclear whether the shooter was still inside at the time, CNN reported. Coral Springs manager Mike Goodrum confronted Broward County Sheriff Scott Israel during a vigil for victims the next day, saying that students could have been dying in the school while deputies held back. The next day, Coral Springs Police Chief Tony Puzzi wrote in an internal email that another agency has given the impression that it has provided the majority of the rescue efforts. Please know that this issue will be addressed and the truth will come out in time, he wrote. In an official statement Friday, the police department said only that any actions or inactions that negatively affected the response will be investigated. News of the deputies' apparent inaction came after the sheriff's office released records showing how many times it had received alarming reports about crews, 19, over the years, including 2 that specifically warned he was a potential school shooter. The school records show that a neighbor called in Friday, 2016, to report that Cruz, quote, planned to shoot up the school, end quote, and had posted photos to Instagram of himself posing with guns. The information was passed on to Peterson, but it was not clear what, if anything, he did with it. Another person phoned the sheriff's office in November last year to say the teen was stockpiling guns and knives and warned that he, quote, could be a school shooter in the making, end quote, the records show. But the caller was told to contact the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office instead because Cruz had moved out of Broward, according to the records. In September 2016, a peer counselor told Peterson that Cruz had tried to kill himself by drinking gasoline, was cutting himself, and possessed hate symbols and expressed a desire to buy a gun for, quote, hunting, end quote. This time, Peterson did make a report, but a mental health worker determined that Cruz did not meet the state's criteria for the involuntary commitment to the psychiatric facility, records show. See, that's the Baker Act. I think that's what they call that here in California. I don't know if that's what it is nationwide, but, you could get Baker Acted. you know. Anyway. Let's see. Cruz stayed at the school for another 5 months before he was transferred out. President Trump sharply criticized Peterson on Friday. He trained his whole life. When it came to get in there and do something, he did not have the courage to do something. He did not have the courage, or something happened. But he certainly did a poor job. There's no question about that, Trump told a reporter. Video, meanwhile, emerged of Peterson touting the value of resource officers like himself during a 2015 school board meeting. Quote, we are crime prevention. An audit report will never show how much we prevent, he tells the board members, according to the Sun Sentinel. Peterson also brags of chasing 4 people through a school with his gun after the cafeteria alarm went off, and recalls responding to a report of an armed man wearing a ski mask. So I ran to put some shorts on, ran out with my firearm while running to the school. I am contacting Coconut Creek police. We set up a perimeter, he said. It turned out the miscreant was an 18-year-old senior with a paintball gun. Good God. Oh, my God. And it says, Joran Steinbeck gets additional credits for this article. I'm not going to go back into his background, but yeah. So it's clear to see that the New York Post does not respect the authority of these police officers. You can tell by the language at the end of the article that they're clearly not getting the Blue Lives Matter treatment. I think that this is a good thing. I think that this is a step in the right direction. I think that it's very, very disappointing that it took 17 dead children or dead white people to go ahead and show us exactly how worthless a lot of these law enforcement officials are. But there you go. There's evidence right there, a case study. Resource officer hid like a bitch. Responding officers hid like bitches. Wow. Cruz was over there putting in work, playing Plinko, and boom, headshot with all of those children. The idea that we need to be inundated with police officers is ridiculous. The idea that we need to give teachers guns to keep our schools safe is ridiculous. You know what really needs to happen? Law enforcement needs to start enforcing the law against suspected white supremacists. And that's just what needs to happen. And that's why, time and time again, we're seeing that these people slip through the cracks and are allowed to terrorize the community around them. You know, a lot of these law enforcement officials, they'll get there and they'll give the white is right defense. They'll see themselves in these offenders, you know, and they'll fail to act when called upon. And then, even with all of their resources, even with their body armor, even with their sidearms, even with all their extra arms, when their shit gets popping, they ain't with the shits. They ain't with the shits, bruh. They don't want no smoke. See, you got hypnotized by cops, by CSI, by the news, into thinking that these people were gods on earth. and paragons of at least gun virtue. You know what I mean? At least, the virtue of being a first responder at the very least. But nah, man. Their main function is a death squad. And anytime you get them out of the death squad paradigm of behavior, anytime you get them in a situation where, there's, where they don't have the overwhelming advantage, you see them bitch up. I'm not the one who hid, I'm not the one who was sitting here bragging about how worthwhile I am, And I bet you that cop loved fucking Donald Trump. And just to have Donald Trump just fucking shit on you like that. I'm so glad that Donald Trump said that shit. Woo! Woo! A fucking coward. Worthless. Fucking worthless. No, dude. Had that school shooter been black and unarmed, had he been had he been a truant, had he been smoking a little bit of weed, had he did a little bit of shoplifting, oh man, guns drawn, we're popping off. Call the dogs. Run this guy's registration. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. They treat black women at hair care salons harder than they treat hardened white criminals. Just fucking cowards. Man, oh man, oh man. I used to think that, hey, these police officers, they're not cowards, I used to not think that they were cowards. I mean, like, you could think whatever you want, but I used to say, hey, at least they're brave. Not the fucking case. So if a trained so the question, remains, so if we can't trust armed police officers, trained individuals who are supposed to have the guns, to take on these shooters, if we can't trust them to be able to do that, where in the fuck do you get the idea that the algebra teacher, the social studies teacher, the gym teacher is ready to bust a cap with precision, accuracy, just decision-making skills? How the fuck would they be able to do that if we can't even expect armed police officers to do the same thing? The bloodlust, Donald Trump and his minions, knows no bounds. They have the thirst for extreme violence. They want the pall of violence everywhere, felt by everyone. That violence is their authority. It's their ability to smile and say, yep, we president now. We can do whatever we want. I can talk to you however I want. I can do with you whatever I would like. You're going to be my slave. That's what unchecked authority with arms. That's what it does to somebody. That's what it does with these white supremacists, historically speaking. Fucking crazy. They didn't do shit to stop that kid. What makes you think that arming these teachers is going to be a good idea? Man, let's read about these teachers. Let's take a look at another story about these goddamn teachers. This story is from the Daily Mail. You know, a lot of people are like, don't fuck with the Daily Mail. It's bullshit. Look, man, they're the most popular news outlet on the internet. Why? Because I suspect that it's because they get to the nitty gritty of the story, goddammit. Like, I looked up this story on a few different outlets, and, you know, they didn't really have the details. They didn't have the information. I looked this up on the Daily Mail. Now, this article is about, now I'm about to read to you guys. And it says, newlywed high school teacher, 27, is arrested after sheriff's deputies found her half naked in a car with student. Good God. Good God. Juicy, right? Juicy, right? All of these other regular news outlets, they got a little bit of the pictures. They don't got the fucking pictures of this fucking, this, I don't know what we can, I mean, like, I don't want to slut shame, but this whore, woo, I am not whore shaming, but woo, this pedophile whore. Well, it's alleged pedophile. Jesus fucking Christ. Read this story. Read this goddamn. And then read this goddamn story. All right. So, newlywed high school teacher, 27, is arrested after sheriff's deputies found her half naked in a car with a student. A married high school teacher was found partially undressed with a student in a car in South Carolina Thursday evening, sheriff deputies say. God damn, the day after. This was like the day after Valentine's Day. Fuck. Woo! Day after Valentine's Day. What a fucking dude. If this is your wife, you're a fucking cuck. You's a cuck old hold for show. A married high school teacher was found partially undressed with a student in a car in South Carolina Thursday evening, sheriff deputies say. Elizabeth In Taylor, that's what I'm going to call her, a track coach and biology teacher at Greer High School in Greenville County, faces charges of sexual battery of a minor between the ages of 16 and 17, according to WYFF-TV. Taylor also gave a false name to deputies during the investigation, according to the authorities. Damn, she tried to cover her tracks. She tried to, oh yeah, my name is Steve. Trick. Dog, I have, full disclosure, I have successfully given a false identity. I got away with that shit. Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah. Yeah. She really fucked up. The first thing she says, lawyer, she should say, first thing you should say whenever something like that happens to you and you get caught, first thing you say, lawyer. I need a lawyer, because it's true. You need a fucking lawyer. You need a goddamn lawyer. You need to make sure that this shit, happens in a way that doesn't leave you legally fucked up for life. Let's see. So Taylor also gave a false name to deputies during the investigation, according to authorities. She faces a charge of giving false information to police. Greenville Sheriff's County Office said deputies found a teacher and student in an SUV parked suspiciously on a road in the town of Simpsonville at around 6:30 p.m. on Thursday. Good God, these people are doing it sloppy. See, if you're going to be fucking in your car, you don't want to hide on an open road. You don't want to park in a place where you're the only car. You want to park near cars that aren't going to be used, and you want to be in shadow. So, find a nice parking lot, preferably one in a business park. And if there are any fleet vehicles nearby, you can park near the fleet vehicles, and then you can fuck there. That is one good place to fuck in your car. Another suggestion is, instead of fucking in your car, why don't you rent out a cheap motel? You can go ahead and rent out a cheap motel. And if you don't want people seeing that you guys are coming in together, you can just tell them, hey, I need a second key card. And the people at the desk will make you a second key card. You go with that key card, you hand it off, you go back to your car, you hand it off to the person that you don't want to be seen with. Then you walk back out, and then you just count on them to come to the room, and and then you can get your clandestine meeting on that way. But yeah, fucking in your car, bro, is one of the dumbest ways to get caught with a fucking minor. Are you serious? You have a minor in your car and you're fucking in that bitch. You are going to get caught and be buried underneath the jail. But, she's white. She's all right. I want you to, if you caught that in the beginning, that she is married. This bitch is married. Acting like this. Married. Let me show you the pictures of her husband. Married. So all right. So this is all from the Daily Mail. Okay, so this is her mug photo combined with her one of her wedding couple photos. I don't trust people who get these couple photos. Embarrassing. If you're this dude, you gotta be embarrassed. This is the broad. She's got no makeup on. She looked like a demonic cave wench. Just somebody that would definitely fuck up her whole career by fucking a minor. She looks just like the type of person who would do that. Okay. This is the jail. Okay. Elizabeth and Alex. Look at that shit. Look at all smiley. Let's see. Alex Taylor currently works as a health safety and environmental specialist at Bosch USA, an appliance manufacturer, according to his LinkedIn account. So yeah, my man is a high-level corporate trainer. And his wife is a total fucking whore. And you know what? I suspect that she risked it all. She was on the track team. She was training all these, young bucks and everything like that. I'm willing to bet that a brother hit that. That's what is behind all of this shit. I bet you she got caught in a car with a Negro, and everybody's just freaking the fuck out. And I support that. I support pulling her aside, calling her a dirty bitch, giving her a long stiff sentence, and having her eating box for the next, I don't know, 20 years. I think 20 years would be safe for this. And if we started handing out 20-year sentences for this type of bullshit, I think we'd be a lot better off. They're just 27, and then she's got a new, her husband. And half the time these husbands stick with these broads. So fucking stupid. So fucking dumb. Your wife is out here climbing on random dicks. Even if you gave her a pass to do that shit, the fact that she's getting caught for that shit needs to let you know that this bitch is sloppy. Stop messing with her. She's gonna fucking ruin your life. Now he's in the paper forever being connected to this dirty bitch who's out here getting down on track stars in the middle of the fucking road in the back of an SUV. What a fucking slag. Lock her ass up. She is not fine enough to be pulling this stupid shit. That's my thing. You're just not fine enough to be pulling this stupid shit. A lot of chicks, a lot of hoes out here thinking that they're good looking enough to pull this shit. There was this one, what was that? One chick who got caught fucking one of her students. She was pretty bad, right? They still fucked her life up. They gave her like 5 years or some shit. She served a portion of that, but that's not really what fucked her life up. I think it's the fact that, she got outed as a dirty fucking skank. Couldn't live it down, can't have a job, can't go back to teaching. Your fucking name is in the goddamn Daily Mail. Not talking about how you were just chilling on a beach someday. Nah, you're talking about how you was fucking out here. You was fucking 16-year-old boys. Now the question is, why do so many of these suspected white supremacist females, why are they doing this? Why are they risking it all? Why are they engaging in such wild fucking sex? You know what I suspect it is? I suspect that this is the manifestation of a couple decades of I'ma do me behavior. For a couple generations, women have been free, living their lives consequence-free and not being checked for bad behavior. I mean, no, we still have a standard that says that you cannot punch a woman in the face, even if she's, yelling, screaming, doing crazy shit to you. You're not allowed to punch her in the face. So the fact that, these people, we got a class of people that are walking around thinking that they're untouchable. Yo, dude, are you surprised that they happen to start taking dick at their fucking job? Just fucking scooping up dick at their fucking job? Are you serious, dude? Is this a surprise to you? Look what happened to these Me Too guys. All of them were allowed to unfettered reign on the fucking badge that was in their hemisphere. And what did that translate into? A lot of fucking crazy, fugazi, rapey type bullshit. These suspected white supremacist females are no fucking different. I say suspected white supremacist females because, a lot of these older broads, a lot of these women not even older broads, but a lot of these women in school positions, they love doming out unsuspecting men. So they like getting in their heads, telling them what to do, telling them what to think, grooming them and shit, saying all this crazy stuff. And that's their get down. They're really into that mode of behavior. They're really into that sort of thing. They are pedophiles. These are not, a lot of guys are like, ooh, sexy teachers. No, dude, these are disgusting fucking control freaks. Don't be confused, bruh. Don't be confused. A lot of these people are just fucking monsters. A lot of these women are just fucking monsters. They're just relentlessly taking dick that doesn't know what the fuck is happening. Sorry. A 16-year-old is just light work for somebody over the age of 25. A 16-year-old that you're an authority of, light work. Another reason why I think that a lot of this shit is happening is that taste and preferences in pornography has changed significantly, or at least what is being produced. You know, the adult film that's being produced, a lot of it, I don't know if you guys notice, is a lot of incesty behavior. It's a lot of moms getting on young teens. It's a lot of female pedophilia, to be quite honest. You get younger looking dudes, and then they put them in situations where, you know, they're, oh, I'm an older woman, I'm telling you what to do. You really think that you can pump out so much of that shit and it's not going to get in the minds of the people in society? People aren't going to be recreating those situations? Shit, man, I'm not going to lie. I fall into situations that are, like, very pornographic. It's like, holy shit, dude. This is just something I was watching. I didn't know it was happening for fucking real. Like, that's what these people are doing. These teachers are sitting at their desk, looking at these people, you know what I mean? Looking at these young people, sitting, you know, and then they're looking at their smartphone, and they're just jerking off. They're flicking their bean. They're going nuts in the middle of the fucking classroom. They don't know how to act. Total fucking whores. Total fucking whores. We are in Babylon, folks. Understand that. And these are the same people that you want to give fucking guns to. These people will come up to your kid with that fucking government-issued gun, their little Trump gun and everything like that, get their little sidearm. You won't see them using it to get at motherfuckers. You won't see them using it to chill motherfuckers out with the fucking firearm. Nah, man. You will see them sneaking up on young, unsuspecting males, most of them black, and then they will be shoving a gun up their jaw and demanding dick. They are going to do stick-ups for a dick-up. That is right. Now you got a bunch of gun-toting rapists. Yeah, it's going to end fucking poorly. Dude, giving guns to teachers is just going to end poorly. These fucking suspected white supremacists who are steady just fucking and sucking these, you know, young males. The same ones they're so quick to fucking write them up and throw them in jail. And if you think if that's happening, check this out. If that's able to happen, check this out. You will see these guns being turned on students. You will see guns. You'll see these teachers using guns to threaten sex out of them. You'll get these teachers that don't want to hear shit and they're just going to fucking pop off. They're going to bust a cap in one of these kids' asses. Low key, no doubt. And then we're going to have to figure out a new standard. Do we let teachers kill fucking students? And then, all this discussion that a lot of people talk about, these kids bad, these teachers stupid, yada, yada, yada. Oh, hell yeah, you're going to see more fucking kids being blown the fuck away in school if you give teachers firearms. What happens when one of those students finds the firearm and just starts going ham? You got somebody who now is like, who trusted their gun and everything like that, who said that they always travel with their gun. Now they're gunless. Now they're dickless. I'm sorry. That shit is just ridiculous to me. The fact that these people are going around and literally raping children, just raping scores of children. Straight up, dude, they're raping our children. And we want to arm them with guns now. We just want to arm them with guns because we have delusions of courage. We imagine, well, the white supremacists imagine themselves as courageous individuals who are, you know, paragons of virtue and ready to stand up and make the right judgment for when to use this fucking gun. These fucking teachers can barely make the right judgment about what dick to crawl up under. Seriously. These people don't even have the fucking wherewithal, the judgment to fucking figure out, hey, how the fuck do I, if you are gonna fuck younger kids, how the fuck do I fuck young kids and not get fucking caught? They don't even have the fucking wherewithal to do that. And if there were about protecting children, what the fuck are they doing fucking them? I'm sorry. These people, yes, I said stick ups for dick ups. And now donate. I love Steele at gmail.com. PayPal that. PayPal me a few ends for these jokes, goddammit, for this commentary. You never heard this shit. I know you never heard this shit because I'm watching everything and everybody is saying about this situation. Good fucking God. I might even have I might even have more pictures of this dude, of this fucking beta simp, this fucking dude who's out here, you know, wiping up hoes, which is what a lot of these white boys do. Y'all are wiping up dirty fucking whores that got turned out in college, and now they put on their fucking girlfriend material outfit on. And you got a hot girlfriend, right? Good fucking God. Good fucking God. I'm sorry. That shit doesn't impress me at all, dude. At fucking all. Just a second here. Okay, just a second here. Let me see if I can pull up pictures of this. Any new pictures. Okay, yeah. Yeah, this is, you know, this guy's a bitch. A bitch and a half. Just a second here. Okay. This is like their wedding photo. Oh, shit. Oops. Yeah, this is their wedding photo. They got a fucking big cock in between them, so, you know, who the fuck would pose for a photo like this, dude? Look at this guy. What a bitch, dude. You look like your fucking wife cheats on you. You look like you fucking lock Negroes up. I know he's a fucking mad scientist or something like that, but yeah, he looks like a dirty cop. Anyway, yeah, so, you know, like I said, if your wife or anybody is posing with a fucking thing of alcohol, yeah, she's a fucking alcoholic. A fucking alcoholic. This is an alcoholic bitch with fucking poor judgment, and Donald Trump wants to give her a fucking handgun. Good fucking God. Are you serious, dude? Are you being fucking serious? Are you fucking serious right now? Good God. Just a second. There's a lot of fucking flare on my shit. Just a second here. Let's see if I can do it this way. That's what that is. Okay. Yeah. So you know, the notion that you're going to give these people guns and they're going to make the best judgments about how to use them is ridiculous. No, these people are out here fucking students. They're out here fucking up their marriages. They're out here fucking up their careers for a little dick. And if you think that these people can't be confused and manipulated into fucking hurting people with their newfound power and everything like that, hell yeah, that's what they're already doing with the power that they already have right now. So if you're sitting here and you're saying, oh yeah, we got to arm the teachers and everything like that, no, we got to watch these teachers. You know, we gotta pay them better, but we gotta watch them harder. We gotta pay for better service. Like, this sort of shit should not be happening. Should not be happening. Let's see. Sheriff deputies found that the married high school teacher found partially undressed with a student in the car was suspiciously parked on the South Carolina road Thursday evening. Greer is a high school seen in a truck above image. Let's see. All right, sorry, that wasn't the jail. That was the high school. That's the high school. So my apologies. Taylor, who is no longer employed by the school, got married last July to Alexander Taylor. She is seen above with her then fiance. Investigators said that Taylor and the student engaged in sexual activity on at least 2 separate occasions since January 1st. So, the month is barely in, and, he's fucking on the reg. My head is fucking on the reg. Good fucking God. She needs to go to jail. Taylor is being held on $10,250 bond, so it would take about $1,000 to get her out. If you want to get her out, think you could do that. I think you could scratch together the funds. No, donate to me. If you want to get her out, donate to me, and I'll make sure that some of her funds goes to alleviating her suffering. Yeah. A portion of the proceeds. I love Steele at gmail.com. A portion of those proceeds will go to helping her mental state. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let's see. So, as of Saturday, Taylor was no longer employed by the school. So last Saturday, they shit-canned her ass. Said, you can't be over here fucking students, or at least you can't be over here getting caught fucking students. That's what they told her. They gave her an old heave that hoe-ass bitch out the fucking door. That's what they gave her. The heave, hoe your ass out here. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I don't know, man. Everybody says, oh, yeah, I wish I had a teacher. No, you don't. This kid is fucked up for life. He's going to have fucked up memories. There's a broad in jail behind his dick. He's not thinking straight. You are not thinking straight. This bitch is clearly not thinking straight, operating where she's fucking in the middle of the road in the back of her SUV. What are you doing? So fucking stupid. You didn't even find a good spot to fuck in. What are you talking about? Not serious, dude. Not taking precautions. Not critically analyzing situations. And that's why she's in fucking jail right now, or was in jail. Pretty sure her simp-ass husband covered a bond and everything like that. What a bitch. These people are all throughout your school fucking your students, by the way, fucking your children. And Donald Trump wants to give this broad and all her girlfriends fucking pistolas so that they can just fucking jack at, and buck at the next Negro that says, I don't want to fuck. People are disgusting. People are sick. These people are letting that happen. All right. And then the final article that we're covering today. Final article that we're covering today is an article that comes to us from Denver, Colorado, a white supremacist enclave here in the United States, a white supremacist stronghold. Basically one of those places where these suspected white supremacists are doing whatever they want. This was the place where they first had recreational marijuana, statewide. So, Colorado, they talk about California people going crazy. No, Colorado motherfuckers go crazy out here. Y'all going crazy out here, brah. Crazy. Y'all are going nuts in fucking Colorado. That's where all these goddamn school shootings happen. suspected white supremacists in Colorado, they get their white on. They flex their white in California. Good fucking God. So anyway, this article comes to us from the Denver Post. It's by a guy named Jim Vertuno. Let me go ahead and Jim Vertuno, just writing up article after article. He's not really. I don't see anything. And this is a picture of my man right here. This is the guy who wrote about this. He seems to be writing about some tragedies and shit. Bunch of sad sack stuff. But yeah, Jim Vertuno. He talks about just looks like society and stuff like that. Just a second here. Okay, so let's go on and read this article before we wrap up here today. Okay, so the article, here's the picture and the headline. Says Mac Braggs, Texas transgender wrestler, back to defend high school state title. And here she is depicted choking the shit out of a light-skinned honey dip. Just choking the shit out of baby girl. And yeah, let's read what this story is about. Let's read why we're watching this. This light-skinned chick get choked the fuck out by this guy with by this chick with a jawline. Sorry. All right. So this is Austin, Texas. Mac Briggs is Mac Beggs is back. He's still wrestling, still competing for a state championship, and still undefeated. And he's still wrestling against the girls. It's just been a lot quieter since last year when his march to a state championship was dogged by a last-minute lawsuit that tried to stop him and boos from the crowd when his hand was raised the victor. The senior from Euless Trinity High School near Dallas is transgender and in the process of transitioning from female to male. It was his testosterone therapy treatments while wrestling girls that stirred a fierce debate about comparative fairness and transgender rights last season. He's still taking testosterone, which his mother said are just strong enough to create a wisp of facial hair and to stop the menstruation cycle, but not to build muscle. Such bullshit! I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. This is bullshit. Let's see. The 18-year-old Beggs wrestles in the girls division because the rules for Texas public high schools require athletes to compete under the same gender as their birth certificate. Starting Friday, he'll defend his title against the girls. Man, this article is so fucking stupid. The fact that they're calling this fucking broad a he is pissing me off. Anyway, he'll defend this juiced up broad. Anyway, he'll defend his title against the girls' Class 6A 110-pound division at the state tournament in Cyprus near Houston. He has so much respect for all the girls he wrestles. Beggs' mother, Angela McNew. People think Mac has been beating up on girls. The girls he wrestles with, while tough, are tough. It has a lot more to do with skill, discipline, and then strength. Yeah, fucking right. Then why don't they just let everybody fucking use fucking exogenous testosterone in fucking athletic combat? This is a fucking public safety issue. If this chick is out here doing fucking steroids and knocking motherfuckers out and choking motherfuckers out, dude, serious disadvantage, and on top of that, it's too much. It's too much. Let's see. Beggs went 56-0 on his way to the state championship, and he's 32-0 after cruising through regional finals this weekend. People don't realize what happened during state. That was really, honestly, nothing, Beggs recently told the Dallas Morning News. They hadn't stopped me from competing. That I didn't want. That didn't stop me from being who I was. It sure as hell didn't stop me from doing what I wanted to in the past, and it won't stop me from doing what I want in the future, he said. This is some stupid white supremacy bullshit. See, they want the ability to do and say whatever the fuck they want, whenever they want, and, you know, this chick is feeling that. They got people calling her a dude now. Let's see. McNew would not make Beggs available for interviews this week ahead of the state meet. The solitude allows him to concentrate on the task ahead and perhaps shield him from all the attacks on social media and occasional insults from the stands or even other wrestling mats during sheets. Somebody posted that they would put Mac in a men's prison and he should be raped, McNew said. It has really gotten to me sometimes. He is still a teenager, a young adult trying to find his way. Do people not have children of their own? Yeah, we're not fucking good fucking God. You're just delusions. This shouldn't be delusions of courage. This episode should just be delusional white supremacists. Good fucking God. Let's see. Everyone told the girl, you're okay. Beggs' road to the championship included 2 forfeits in a regional tournament by wrestlers who feared injury. Beggs faced only 1 forfeit this season. The opposing coach and teammates had insisted the girl wrestle Beggs, but she refused, McNew said. Everyone told the girl, you're a wrestler, get out there and wrestle, McNew said. Beggs' family has repeatedly said that the family wants to wrestle boys, but state competition rules won't allow it. The birth certificate rule was approved in 2016 by University Intergalactic League, the governing body for Texas high school sports. It was done to help schools determine competition. Jamie Harrison, the UIL deputy director, said, the UIL is not in the gender determining business, and schools do not want to be either, Harrison said. Harrison said that the UIL is willing to consider making exceptions to competition rules if asked. The UIL has not received a request from the school or the Beggs family or his school to allow him to wrestle boys, Harrison said. And despite the national attention Beggs drew last year, the UIL wouldn't initiate a move to let him wrestle boys unless asked, Harrison said. We don't think it would be appropriate to initiate, Harrison said. We don't make value judgments, and that's a matter for a person and their family to decide. McNew said that the family didn't ask because the birth certificate rule is clear that Beggs must wrestle as a girl. This is so stupid. Dude, these people are just racking up the wins by fucking maxing out on little girls, and they're putting this fucking full-grown man to do it. And this is fucking disgusting. It's wrong. And it's white supremacy in action. Let's see. A group of Texas state lawmakers attempted to intervene last year with a bill that would have barred Beggs from competing because of his testosterone use. The proposal, which didn't specifically name Beggs, passed the Senate but stalled in the House without a vote. The legislature won't reconvene until 2018 when Beggs' high school career is finished. Texas law bans testosterone use by any high school athletes, but the state stopped testing for it after 2015. Beggs can take testosterone and still compete because Texas allows a, quote, safe harbor exception for athletes taking performance enhancers under a doctor's guidance and for medical purposes. If Beggs wrestles in college, he'll compete against men. Rules set by the NCAA, USA Wrestling, and the USA Anti-Doping Agency already classify him as a male because of his testosterone treatments. Beggs' family said that he's considering a small college scholarship but won't say which school is offered. Once this high school wrestling career is finished, the family will consult with a doctor about top surgery. a procedure to remove breast tissue, giving breasts a more masculine physique, mother said. I know he's excited to go off to college, McNews said. He has put his life on hold as far as physically. I am excited for him to be able to take the next step forward where he wants to be. This is a bunch of bullshit. White supremacists doing whatever the fuck they want, harming people in the process. It's not about shit. It's not about shoulda. It's more about coulda. We can do this, so we will. These people are disgusting. I'm sorry. We are living in Babylon. And, you know, a society, when it lies to itself, man, it's not gonna move forward. And, you know, the biggest lie about white supremacy, well, in this system of white supremacy, apart from the lie that is white supremacy, is this lie that says that you can determine your gender just by your will. Sorry, that's a fucking chick on test. The fact that you're putting a chick on test to fight fucking other kids, other little girls, is criminal. Somebody's gonna get fucking hurt. Look at this shit. Totally fucking wrong. You know, Ronda Rousey wouldn't fight Cyborg because she thought she was on performance-enhancing drugs. She's a top pro. She's an expert at getting her ass kicked. She's like, I don't want that smoke. Too smoky for me, dog. So yeah. This is bullshit. She's delusional. And these reporters are fucked up for reporting that whole story and reporting it as he. No, this is a chick who is maxing out on the fucking rules, who's taking tests, beating up other kids. Fucking disgusting. Fucking disgusting, dude. I thought fucking doing tests was banned in sports anyway, just off the rip. What is this stupid shit? Medical exception. What the fuck? You're gonna medically accept your ass from performing in our competition. That's what I would have fucking said. Are you serious? I'm sorry, that's just so wrong. Anyway, you know, that was the stories of the day. We covered a lot of ground. We went over, you know, the goings on in Africa, real courage, you know. And then we covered, you know, all the real cowardliness from the law enforcement officials and who are the first responders into this situation. Then we covered how disgusting some of these teachers are. And how Donald Trump wants to give these perverts fucking guns. It's wrong. We need to stop it. I'm Ken Steele. Donate to my black ass by hitting up PayPal and entering ilovekensteele@gmail.com when you're, you know, sending out your money. On Venmo as well. Cash App is kind of jank, but whatever. But yeah, I'm on Venmo. And you know, follow me on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, whatever. Facebook, tiny.cc/100. That's my page. And if you want to see replays of the Daily Sesh, go ahead and type out tiny.cc/TheDailySesh. That should take you to a playlist that has all of the latest episodes. Thank you so much for joining us. Joining me, rather. Really do appreciate it. I'm about to sesh out off camera. You have a nice one. Enjoy yourselves. It's been real. It's a 6 sad Sunday. My God.